Hey guys, I just want to talk about something really quick that I kind of like literally just figured out, kind of like unlocked my Nikon ZR even more. Like I can't even believe this, and it has to do with this sheet right here, the dynamic test range test sheet, and I just want to break that down real quick. I'm going to be looking at my phone as I break this down. So right now I'm recording at 6400, right? I'm recording at 6400. And 6400, I get 7+ stops of dynamic range in the highlights, and then 8 stops in the shadows. But if I go to 3200, I lose a stop in the highlights, but gain a stop in the shadows. But if I go to 1600, I get 10 stops in the shadows, and I lose highlights. I lose a stop in the highlights, one stop, right? So I'm just gonna be talking about right now, just for like low light, like shots like this indoor with low light. I'll get to the 800 ISO outdoors real quick. So what I do is I basically shoot at 6400, expose with a gray card. I didn't expose this with a gray card, or I was so happy to like, tell you this. I didn't even do none of that, but shoot at 6400, right? When you go into DaVinci, go in DaVinci, drop it down in your raw settings, drop it down to 1600s and watch 1600 and watch how clean your blacks get, your shadows. So it basically boils down to this. When you look at your scene, you got to adjust your scene. Do you want to favor more highlights, or do you want to favor more shadows in your scene? Are there more shadows in your scene than highlight? So if there's more shadows in your scene than highlight, then you basically don't want those shadows grainy and looking messy, and you could afford losing a stop in your highlights. You get what I'm trying to say? Just make sure your highlights are not clipping as well as your make sure your lights are like dialed in, and they're not, they're clipping. Keep them nice and low, not too high bright. Okay, so it's up to you by your eye. Judge your scene. What is there more highlights in my scene that I want to recover, or are there more shadows in my scene that I want to recover? Or maybe it's shadows and highlights in the scene that I want to recover evenly. That's totally up to you. When you're outside judging, are there more highlights in your scene that you want to recover? Or are there shadows inside of your scene outside that you want to recover as well as the highlights? So it's really up to you. But I tell you one thing, take a screenshot of this dynamic range test sheet, because it will literally help you. So in the 800, in 800, you gain, if you bring it down in post to 200, you get 10 stops of dynamic 10 stops in your shadows, and you get 9 stops in 400, and you get 6 stops in the highlights and 5 stops. Same thing is vice versa for 64 to 800. So really take, pay heed to that, because it's a wrap now. I thought I knew what I was doing before. I really know now. Thank you. One.